So today we will go ahead with Bhagavad Gita as usual, and today we will read from 7th Adhyay, Shloka is 14th. But before going to the actual Shloka, I will tell one story and let's see how it relates to this Shloka and how it teaches us. And it is actual factual story. It happened, and long back it was I don't know now whether it happens or not, but magicians from Kolkata used to come to big cities and perform their magical wonders. And one famous person was there, and he had come, and their hall was completely full. Many people were there, and he performed his magical games and everything, and afterwards he said, now I will do hypnotism. I know that, and so I will be doing that. But then he said, for that I need a candidate, and I don't want to bring my own, otherwise you will feel that okay, he is not hypnotized but just following his instructions. So I want someone to represent from the audience. Is anyone ready for that? And then he said, but I want a person who is of very strong will. Would anyone like to represent? Then 2-3 people stood up and they said, okay, we will volunteer. And out of that, one stout and very strong person he called on the stage and asked him about his name and everything. He was a lawyer, and very renowned lawyer, means very well known lawyer, and looking like that, means just like a lawyer. And this magician started performing some, moving his hand around his face and something. He asked him to sit, and he started doing that. And after maybe 2-3 minutes he asked him, now you know your name is Suresh. Then that person, no, my name is not Suresh. And he told his actual name, and he said, he said, I am a lawyer. So that magician understood that he is not yet in his control. So he said, okay. Then he again started his things, and now I think he put his more power on him, and it started working. Afterwards, after 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, he asked him, now your name is Suresh? And he said, yes, I am Suresh. Then he told him, you are a beggar and you are very hungry, and now I will give you a beggar's pot in your hand, and you have to go and beg with everyone. Then he said yes, and a begging bowl was given to him. Taking that bowl, he went down the dais, and he started begging to the people who were sitting there. And the way he was doing was so powerful, so realistic, and he was saying that I am really hungry for so many days. I don't have anything. See, my clothes are torn, and please give me something. Give me money, or if you don't have money, please give me something to eat. And people were laughing like anything. But few of his relatives, after some time, they started shouting, this is unjust, this is not fair, what you are doing, please don't do that, please do. And then magician called that person up. He came up, and then again he asked him to sit down, and he did the reverse thing, something, and that person came out of, that lawyer came out of his effect, hypnotism. Now see, when this was happened, there was uproar there still in the audience. Few were laughing, few were shouting against that, and then that magician said, see, I didn't complain anybody, I just requested for someone's volunteering, and this person came willingly ahead, and I just wanted to show how the hypnotism works. But really speaking, the lawyer, he was laughing, because when it was told to him that you were begging and this that, he said, okay, that was hypnotism. No, I am not a beggar, I am a lawyer. I know it for sure. So why should I get angry? But that means you have a good power of to hypnotize people, and it works well. This is nice to know, because I was thinking my willpower is very strong. Nothing can affect me. But your power is more stronger than my willpower. And now here, let's see the shloka what says. The shloka 17:14 says, it is indeed difficult to awaken from my cosmic hypnosis. Instinct as it is with the three gunas, qualities of Maya. Only they who take shelter in me can find freedom from my wonderful power of illusion. Now let's see, there are 2-3 things which are very much hard to understand. One is, Krishna is saying from wonderful power of illusion. Is it wonderful or dreadful? See, but really speaking, when the person is in hypnotized, he has no other thought, he knows that I am a beggar. So it is wonderful for him, because he is enjoying that state. He is in complete ignorance, agyan. But when he comes out of it, it is again wonderful for him, because he understands, oh, that was dream. I am not that. I am a lawyer. So in both ways it is wonderful. Though it is dreadful for people, relatives and everyone, or the one who knows this is something wrong is happening with him. For them it is dreadful. But for the person who is going through it, it's wonderful. Because in the starting, because of ignorance, and at the end, because of wisdom. Both are working on us. So, in between stage is there, where he is out of ignorance, he knows this is not perfectly right, I am little bit in agyan, but he has not achieved the wisdom, and still he suffers, and that is dreadful. That position, that illusion part is dreadful, of course, because he knows I am not beggar, but he don't know he is a lawyer. So he is in the confused state, and this is what we are in. We are always thinking, we know by now we are not this body or this problem, but we have not achieved the state of knowing that who we are in reality. And so we are in dreadful situation. Those who are in dreadful, those who find this drama as dreadful, but once we know that we are going to come out of it someday or the other, no problem, no worries. For him this is good. And there where these scriptures tell us and teach us, don't worry, you are in illusion, someday you will come out of it. The one who is, when people will shout that this is unjust, then the Lord will call us back and he will take us out. But in the starting of this stanza, the part is, it is indeed difficult to awaken from my cosmic hypnosis. Krishna knows it. He never says that my hypnosis is very easy to overcome. He knows he has made it hard, because it works like that. In the starting, the magician started with smaller Maya, but when he understood that this is not working on him, he made his Maya powerful, hypnotism powerful, that no one can escape. So Krishna knows that he has made his hypnotism such a powerful thing according to the requirement of the devotee, of the person who is in the drama, and we ourselves have offered ourselves into that drama. again and again by doing all mischiefs of life, all karmic situations in life, we are allowing us, or we are opening us towards that hypnotism. And here he is telling who are the hypnotists here. Here God is not a hypnotist. He is an observer. He is just enjoying, because he knows the sufferer, he is not sufferer, he is my child. Once he will come back, I will teach, I will tell him, see now you are not that person, you are my child, you are powerful like me. Until that time he is also enjoying. But he said that who is the hypnotist here? Three gunas. These three gunas are the hypnotism. They hypnotize, and according to the level of the understanding of the person, that works on us. In one of his talks, Paramahansa Yogananda said, never underestimate Maya, because that is the point where she wins. When you underestimate her, she said, good, now it is my opportunity, he is in my control. But when we know she is powerful, I have to keep away from her and remain with, not with Maya, but with other things which are good, which are taking away from Maya. So that is the main thing we have to follow. And then here the three gunas, they are, we know, Satya, then Sattva, Rajasa and Tamasa. But here Paramahansa Yogananda ji added one more. He made Rajasa of two types. He said Rajasa actual, which takes to Tamasa mostly, but there is a Rajasa Sattva, and we people are connected more with that. We are Rajas because we are acting in this world, but we are trying to go to Sattva. So we are into Rajasa Sattva, which is elevating, which elevates our consciousness towards Sattva. So he made four things of that, and he said according to that there are four varnas: Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya and Brahmana. So he said that the Kshatriya is the state where Rajasa Sattva works. And most of we, even Paramahansa Yogananda ji, in most of his incarnation he was Kshatriya. As Arjuna he was Kshatriya. As a Mukundalal Ghosh he was from Kshatriya family. So it is the elevating but towards the Sattva. That way we are his disciples, so we are on that consciousness of elevating. And so we should be very much cautious of seeing that how, because we are in Rajasa, Rajasa is the activating force. It pushes you to act. And for Rajasa, it is said, for Rajasa there is no other gift. Working in Rajasa itself gift. They like to work. They like to work. They don't understand where I should go, up or down, what I am doing. And that is the caution point for us, where we are going and how and where it is leading us. So here it is saying that these three gunas, qualities of Maya, are so powerful, and this is the hypnotism. And Maya is a part, Gurudev said, it is made by God himself. So he cannot destroy it that way. He can take you out of it. He cannot destroy Maya. If Maya is destroyed, this Brahmand cannot exist, because this is built up on that basic Mula Tattva. That is the foundation root of total construction of this hypnotism. And if this is not there, Maya is not there, nothing can work. This will close down, this show will close down. And he wants to continue this show, and he is enjoying that show. The only thing is that for us is to enjoy understanding, and that enjoyment comes through reading the scripture, understanding in a better way the way it is said, and meditating, doing kriya, which takes us out of Maya. It's 100% a powerful technique which Though we have not reached to that state maybe, but we understand this is Maya, how we should keep ourselves away from it, where it is taking us into, and on which situation we should be out of it and where we should get into it. And little bit act Rajasa Sattva, not Rajasa Tamasa. Always we have to be cautious, we are in the Rajas always, but we should not go to Tamas, we should elevate to the Rajas. And while explaining this shloka, Swami Shri Swami Kriyananda ji has given one story, a beautiful story of Narada Muni. Okay. And this story was well known, and this story was told by Paramahansa Yogananda ji many times while saying the power of Maya and laughing at it, because for wisdom, the wise people also, it can affect how it is. And so this is a Narada story, maybe many people know, but it is joy to understand this. And Narada was just liberated and he was enjoying his freedom, mukti, moksha. And then he went to Vishnu, because Vishnu in that form he gave him liberation. He was his devotee. And so he went to him and said, now when I am out of it, I will read what he has said. So he says, yes Lord, Narada said, please help me to understand how people get caught up in your Maya. It all seems so simple to me now that I am out of it. How can people be so foolish? Very well, my son, Vishnu says, come, let us go for a walk. Okay. So he takes him for a walk, and when they were walking, they come to one desert, and it was very hot, scorching sun. After a few steps, Vishnu looks at Narada and says, Narada, I am feeling very thirsty. Will you please get me some water? And by that time they see that there is also a little bit fog on the skies, and they understood that there is some small village. So Narada immediately, it was an opportunity for him to prove his devoteeness to the Lord, and so he says, yes, I will go and bring for you, my Lord. And he goes away. He goes to and there was a village, he goes to the first door where he reaches. He knocks on the door. On knocking on the door, a beautiful girl opens the door. Narada looks at her. He likes that face so much. He feels that I have seen this. She is so close to me. I know this ma'am. And so he tells her that I want water. She welcomes him and gives him water. By that time her father comes out, and there was an introduction and everything. Narada sits there. He likes that girl. Her father likes both of them as a couple and got them married. After marriage, Narada starts living in the same village, but on the other part of the village. He starts his business, activities, everything. He starts earning money. And when he was doing that, they had their first child after 5 years. After few more years, they had second child, and on the 12th year or something, they had their third child. They were living very nicely. They were a very nice couple, and all of a sudden, the river in the village gets flooded. The flood was such a big thing that it washes away everything of the village, and it takes away Narada's home, his all things, his business activity, everything is gone. And he was very much in pain, and when he was in pain, he started walking with in that flood water. He started walking with his small 2 children holding their hand, and the small young one was he holding in his hand, and the remaining 2 were holding him. And he was walking in the water. Wife was by his side. She was in pain that everything is washed away. And all of a sudden a big wave came, and with that the child in his hand just went away with that water. And he said, no, I want to catch up. And he went behind them, behind that child that was gone with the water. But these two children also, they lose the control and they also went with the water. Narada saw three of them going away, and he started crying. His wife was so dejected, so much in pain, that she fell in the water, losing her control, and she was also taken away with the water. Now Narada was so sad. He said, what this happened? And he fell into the water thinking that this water will take me also. I don't want this life. This is so miserable. And he was just lying in that water. He lost his consciousness. And after a long time, he opened his eyes and he saw that there was mud around him. And he realized, he thought of that, oh, all these 12 years I did so many things and I was such a nice person. Why this happened to me, this, that. And again he went into drowsiness. And again when he got up, he opened his eyes and he saw that was not mud, but that was a desert. Sand was shining in the sun. And he said, this is not mud, this is a desert. And in that moment he listened the voice, Narada, Narada. So he said, who is calling me? So he looked here and there and he saw Vishnu was standing there. And Vishnu said, Narada, what are you doing in this desert? In that sand, why are you sitting there? You went to get me water and for half an hour I am waiting. And you are, what you are doing? And Narada realized that he was seeing, it was a dream. It was not a fact. And Vishnu gave him the instant understanding of Maya. It was just half an hour. Time is illusion. So he thought 12 years, but it was not even half an hour. He was still in the mud. That is what Maya is. How it works means, if a realized soul like Narada can be washed away with all these things, what will be our situation? And understanding this, understanding the lawyer's case, we have to be always out of it, enjoying that, okay, whatever roles I am playing, these are roles I am playing, that is fine. And again trying to tell us will make us understand, really speaking. Maybe people think that it is so hard, it is not possible. But again, every day if we will say, this is a dream, this is not a fact. I am a holy child. If every day, morning, evening, in between, we will start staying, after some time we will realize something what I am thinking is true. And we will start thinking in that direction. Then our techniques are with us, our guru is with us. He is just waiting that where we are offering, because that lawyer offered himself for the Maya. And so he was hypnotized by the Maya. But we can offer ourselves to Guru for wisdom. And then we will be out of it. So knowing this, where we are offering ourselves is very important. So we have to offer ourselves to Guru's teachings, to our path of Kriya Yoga, to everyday's meditation, which will make us understand what really we are. And these shlokas are really speaking so beautiful to make us understand in such a nice way that we are capable of it. We have that willpower which we should not offer to Maya, but that willpower we should offer to wisdom. And then we can just be a good child and we will be out of this delusion very fast. So saying this, only thing I will tell that meditation of every day makes us really a strong person spiritually. So let us start meditating every day, maybe whatever time we get from our duties, from our other responsibilities, whatever time we get, because whatever we offer, it is holy at Guru's feet and he makes it to make it bigger. just the openness to that thing will give us the right consciousness, and we will be out of this hypnotism drama, and we will be in sattva. Thanks for